Hi, everyone. I am with Kim Harris today, the legacy creator, and I really just wanted to have a conversation with Kim. We've talked a couple of times, but I feel like I didn't get a chance to hear Kim's story, and I know there's a story in Kim's message. So, Kim, how are you today?
Great. This is a think rich, grow rich kind of day. I'm having my tea and, just enjoying the moment.
I was thinking that I should have got some coffee before I got on this podcast. I'm like, ugh, need coffee.
Tea, coffee, I can't even imagine it. You have so much energy already. Oh my God.
No, I'm an actress, I think.
Oh, okay. We can do it pretty good.
Thank you, thank you. So, Kim, tell me, what is your story? Tell us all about you.
Okay, so there are many aspects. We can go in the personal, we could do the business, we could,
Let's start with the personal. I want to start with, but we can get to the business. Business is always,
okay.
what's going on with the personal?
Personal. Okay, so personal, basically, just enjoying the moment. Like I was mentioned earlier. I mean, it's really, to me at this stage in my life, all about enjoying moments. I was outside yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, when it was absolutely gorgeous. And it was like, wow, how come I have not come outside and just relished this beautiful weather? And it just felt so good. And just to be able to appreciate life and look at it and say, this is good. No matter what's happening, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter, it doesn't matter. All the social media garbage, yeah, none of that matters. You have to learn to relish. And I think one of the things that I'm really appreciating at this phase in my life is the fact that I can sit back and relish the goodness and the place that I've come to in my life. Had a tough childhood, tough teenage years, tough young adult years. And I don't think anybody, is unique in that aspect. I think we all have our challenges as we are growing and going through life. So I don't claim to be, this unique story out there, and none of that. We all got our stuff, okay? It's just a matter of, do you own it, or, are you trying to be something that you're not, or what's up with that? For me, it was about trying to figure out what would give my life more purpose as I was going through my stuff. Years ago, I lost everything, literally, all my money, my homes, my cars, my clothes, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, just zero. I had nothing, and ended up, homeless. Technically, was sleeping on friends' couches. Sometimes even in my car.
Wait,
Some
hotel.
hotel.
How did this happen?
This happened because, it was a myriad of things. First, it was the subconscious habits of getting rid of all my money, because I was sexually assaulted as a child, and afterwards the perpetrator gave me a dime. And because I subconsciously associated money with being bad, evil. It was get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. And everything I did, no matter how much success I attained, and I did achieve quite a bit of success, it didn't matter, because I was constantly putting myself, self-sabotaging myself, and putting myself in holes that I could not dig myself out of. And I didn't understand what that was and why that was happening until I actually took the time to ask the question, why is this happening to me? All right, why now? Why now? And when I finally realized that it was because I had zero confidence in myself, zero confidence in self-esteem and in my ability to, sustain what I was achieving, all of it just went to hell in a handbasket, everything. And I was fighting to get out of it, to get out of this hole, to get out of it, but I couldn't, because I hadn't confronted the real issue.
Yep. Yeah.
Everything I was doing, to try to fix it was just a Band-Aid. I was just putting more bandage on top of a wound that I just could not close. And so, eventually I was just walking around like, a big old Band-Aid because I was totally, totally messed up. And so what it resulted in was this snowball effect of this downward spiral of descent. Everything started disappearing. And I look at it now as one of the greatest things that could have happened to me. It was one of the most horrific things that have ever happened to me, aside from the assault itself. But it helped me to realize something. It helped me to realize the power of self-love and understand that until you love yourself so much that none of the other stuff matters, all the other stuff comes. And so I had to get to a place where I could really understand what self-love was and how to love myself, because I allowed that dime, that incident to define my entire life and my entire, my relationships with people, in work, personally, in every aspect, family relationships, all of it was impacted because of this situation that happened to me. And not understanding, looking externally for somebody to validate me all the time, and feeling this overwhelming sense of disgust when I was rejected by anyone on any level at any time. It just became so magnified at this stage that it was like a bomb. I was just a bomb, a walking bomb, ready to explode. And I did explode. And so at that point where I did lose everything, it was this moment where I really had to reevaluate, reassess my life, my purpose. I had to look at what it was that I was here to do. I had to look at forgiving, how to really forgive. Because you talk about hatred, ooh, and it is cancerous. Hatred will kill everything within you and external of you. And so I had to learn how to really forgive, how to forgive my perpetrator, how to forgive my, my family, how to forgive myself, because I did blame myself quite a bit. I did walk around with this, this guilt that it was somehow my fault that at 5 years old I was sexually assaulted, when I didn't even really understand what had even happened. You understand? So
I think your mic is rubbing against your shirt, because I keep hearing a noise when you're talking. Sorry.
okay, and it could be the plane too. So there was a plane.
It was. I don't know. Yeah, we have
Sorry.
planes. We're right by the airport too.
Yeah, these planes. Sometimes it just depends. Sometimes they don't even come around. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll edit that out. Go ahead.
That's okay. I had to figure out how to forgive myself, to forgive my perpetrator, forgive my family, forgive everyone that I thought did me some harm. But most of all, I had to forgive myself and learn how to release that. And one of the ways that I did that was just to understand that I was not at fault. It was not my fault. I didn't cause this to happen some kind of way. And so in that healing process, and I'm talking, when I say healing process, girl, I'm talking about 30, 40 years almost.
God, that's a process, for real.
That's 3/4, pretty much a lot of my life, all right? A whole lot.
Yes.
I spent most of my life angry and pissed off and, trying to prove something to somebody that I didn't have to, right? So when I say I'm at this place in my life now, I mean, I'm knocking on 60's door. And I just don't want to carry, I didn't want to carry this any further into the space that I'm going to occupy on this plane. It just is not worth it anymore. And so, now I feel fully released, fully free, because I did, manage to regain all of everything and then some of what I did lose. And I really come to this philosophy that you don't really ever lose anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing ever really lost. Um, it just kind of temporarily disappears. But the power that I spoke of about self-love, about finding that place of peace within myself, only comes, in my estimation, in my belief system, from the power that God's love dwells within me. When I had to, understand that it was not me, it was of not my own ability, but the ability of the power of God within me to bring me out of that and to bring me to an understanding where I could, move forward with my life with some real power. Then I was able to do so. It was only then that I was able to do so, because then the external stuff became less important, and it was more about what was happening within me. Because if I could control what was going on within me, then everything else outside of me would correspond. It would become in agreement. And so that's how I move. That's how I move through my life now. And my business is a success. I have multiple businesses under my main business. I have great partnerships. I have great friendships, and I have strong family connections, and I'm just in this place of peace, just complete peace. I was listening to Tina Turner being interviewed. Here's that plane again. I'm gonna have to edit this out. I'll get back to this. Let me let this plane pass.
It is the plane. That's what it is. Yeah, we have the same thing. It's like always right over here. And I'm like, man, can't get anything good.
Okay.
Think it's
Go,
gone.
go park your plane.
Right.
Uh, I was listening to this interview that Tina Turner was giving last week. I didn't realize that she had been ill. My mother told me she was ill, and that people were praying for her, things like this. It seems she had cancer, has
I didn't
cancer.
know either.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. And she was interviewing, she was talking, and so the interviewer asked her, what would she want to say, to everybody, now that she's, at this stage in her life. And she said that she was in complete peace. She says, if it's my time, it's my time. If it's time for me to check out, I have lived a fabulous life. And she says the hardest part is other people accepting that. She says, I'm good with it. If it's time for me to go, I'm gone. Bye. And it was like, who comes to that realization unless you are so in tune with the level of spiritual consciousness that it takes to understand that the dying is really not the dying of spirit, it's the dying of the body, and that that you're eternal, that your spirit is eternal, and it will continue. And so she just has come to that realization, and I've come to that realization, and I am completely good, so it's like now I just feel like I still have a lot of life left to live, but I want to live it on my terms, not according to some social agenda, not according to other people's expectations. In fact, I give very little room, if any, to other people's opinions. Okay? Because other people's opinions are not the solutions to my problems, if I'm faced with any. Okay? So I say, give very little room to other people's opinions. Follow your internal instincts, because those instincts is really spirit within you, guiding you, leading you into your fuller purpose, into your fuller self, into your best self. You know, sure, there are going to be people that are going to guide you along the way, you know, that can help you stay on course, stay on track. But at the end of the day, it's really about what your internal guidance system, your spirit is telling you and leading you to do. I don't do anything that doesn't bring me joy. I don't make room for people who bring drama.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't eat food that doesn't bring me joy. So
That's it.
yeah, if there's food that's bad, as soon as it hits my mouth, it's not worth the calories.
Okay. You know, I mean, really think about it. The only reason that we do anything is because we think that we're going to be happy because we do it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So if we're doing stuff, you know, that's not making us happy, then you got to question, you know, well, what's going on there? Well, why are you doing this? You know, you got to question yourself. And I don't think people question themselves enough about the things that they do. Some people just blindly go through life living by default, I say. Living by default, whatever come what may. They make no decision one way or the other, which is actually a decision, because when you're in decisiveness is taking control, you have made a decision to be indecisive, right?
Yep.
So
Exactly.
there's, you know, at the end of the day, you're still making a decision, but why not make one that's going to bring you absolute joy?
It's,
Um,
it's truly true.
yeah,
I want to go back a little bit because I like to talk a little bit about what's trending right now. And what's trending right now, and what you're talking about, is that Me Too movement. And everybody's talking about that movement. So, in regards to what you're talking about, in that so many women have gone through sexual assault, have been through all of these factors that pertain to it. Me, myself, you, so many women that we know. The problem is trying to figure out not necessarily how we can make it not happen, because that's a whole thing of itself, but how can we heal ourselves, because that's what we can control. So you said that you practice self-love, and I would love to know what you did to get to that point that you're at now, where you're just in bliss at almost 60 years old.
well, okay, practicing self-love. For, you know, I mean, again, the first thing is acknowledging that this has happened and that it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
That is not your fault. You, like you say, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. Now, when I real because okay, I got to take this I got I got to get in my Zen thing. Okay, let me get in my Zen thing because it's about to get deep. All right, so when you are sexually assaulted, it does something to you. It diminishes your value, who you think you are as a person. Your confidence is shot because you're somehow blaming yourself for it. So first of all, get out of blaming yourself for it. Stop blaming yourself for somebody misconstruing you as some sexual object. Okay. And then get to a place where you can forgive them. Now, that may take years. I mean, technically, it could take years. But forgiving is a big part of it. It's a big part of releasing yourself from the need to blame another person for hurting you in a way that you didn't ask to be hurt. Okay. And the self-love part of it just comes from knowing that you are worthy. And for me, when I came to that space where I could just realize, you know what, Kim, and having self-conversations,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
self-talk is a huge, huge part of my healing process. Even now, you know, I'm talking to myself all the time. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not. Okay. And my language is saying, Kim, you are so worthy. You are so deserving. You're so loving. You're so generous. you're spectacular, or, have these conversations and mean it and get to that place where that you don't need other people to tell you this about yourself. All right. But that Me Too movement, that's great because it gives women a platform to say, yeah, this shit happened to me. Oops, am I supposed to curse? I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, yeah, we curse on here. You're good. We curse. It's unfiltered. Go ahead.
Every now and then, it comes out. Okay.
Yeah.
So just getting to that place where you can say, yeah, this happened to me, and being able to share it and getting other people supporting you in your healing is very important. When you have other people that are have been victimized by this too, you're not standing alone is what you're not doing. You're not feeling alone, because oftentimes those types of incidents make you feel alone. I talk in my book, A Dime to My Name, Breaking the Silence, Healing the Brokenness, and Living the Dream, about 2 incidents where I was date raped. And these are by people that I knew, right? One I work with. And that's not the only 2 times. All right. Now, mind you, when I say date rape, I'm talking about somebody who takes the liberty to assume that they are in a position to be sexually active with you, to be active with you sexually. All right. They've taken upon themselves that this is okay because I know you and I'm attracted to you and this is what I want to do. Right. So that's, to me, date rape. When you are not consenting to that and they are imposing themselves upon you. Now, each time I was in a date rape situation, I was able to, fortunately, fight my way out of it before I was violated. But I had already been violated by the simple aggression of the
action. Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't matter that the actual Congress didn't happen. What mattered was I was violated by the imposition of your intention. And so each time I was fortunate, I'm a strong woman, strong physically and strong mentally, right? Strong spiritually. But at that time in my life, I was physically strong and I could fight, right? I come from Compton, girl. Okay. So I mean, it was like, yeah, I came from the hood. So it's like, yeah, no, you don't get to do that to somebody from the hood, right? So I was a fighter and I fought my way out of it each time. And, but it did something to me. And it made me afraid that because I was considered attractive, or, visually appealing in some way to people, that I somehow gave permission unknowingly to these individuals to take advantage of me in this way. And so what it did was it caused me to withdraw. And when I say withdraw, I mean really pull back to the point where I didn't want people to pay attention to me on any level. Don't notice me. This was the message I was sending out. Don't notice me. Don't pay attention to me, because if you pay attention to me, then you're going to like me. And if you like me, you're going to take advantage of me. And so all these messages are going on. And so I'm confused about how to even be in the world. But from the very beginning, I was taught through the assault at 5 years old to not say anything.
So you didn't go to therapy for this?
So I didn't tell anybody about the incidents. I wrote about the 2 incidents in the book, but there were more. There were others. And the others that I'm talking public figures, Yes. And people in entertainment at the time, producers, executive VPs, um, that somehow just thought that it was okay
Yeah.
because I was young, I was pretty, or I was eager to get into this industry, uh, but not so eager to be naive enough to give myself or sell myself out. That I wasn't that person. Um, but those type of incidents have been happening for years by men who are empowered
Mm-hmm.
to deliver on whatever it is that you're trying to do for yourself, especially if you're in the entertainment industry. That's why I left it. I was like, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to get into entertainment. I really was doing everything, that the right way that I thought, but I was really out there by myself, unprotected. I had nobody who had my back. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was open game. And when I realized that, I retreated. I left. I said, no way, I don't even want a part of this. And I gave it up. I gave it up. And that's unfortunately what a lot of women do, even if they have the talent, even if they have that it factor, even if they have what it takes to be successful in that field. It takes one man or one woman to violate you in some way to make you think, I don't want any part of this, and walk away from it. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I walked away from it. So, do I regret it? No, not at all. Because I don't think ultimately that would have been my big purpose in life.
And you're walking in the path that you're supposed to take. These things happen to you so you could share this message, but you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And those I consider detours, those moments when I'm doing things just to experiment and see what they, and I'm kind of past the experimental stage anyway, but when I was young enough experiment with stuff and I was just kind of in and out of everything, then yeah, um, you know, it was it was just kind of dibble dabble, taking scenic routes to really just stay on the path that I'm on now. Um, and it always brought me back to the issue of money, whatever it was. No matter what I was doing, it always came back to an issue of money. Um, it always brought me back into a field where I was dealing with money. I always ended up back into financial services every single time. So it was always about the money in terms of the education and the understanding how it operated and how I was really supposed to be the person in control of it versus it in control of me. And so learning how to switch that around and not be controlled by it, by being enslaved by all the externals that required so much of it to enjoy those externals. um, yeah, it was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm in debt. I've got all this debt. I got to turn this around. How do I turn this around? Because I don't want that controlling me. I want to control the outcome. If the outcome is that I want to live an opulent, lavish life, then I don't want that associated or connected to any kind of pain. I want that to be complete pleasure and leisure and joy, right?
Yeah.
So how do I get there? So that's how I was looking at how to change that scope and make it be the other way around. And when I realized that it was about me just really taking control of the reins and saying, okay, um, this is what I'm going to do with my money. This is how I'm going to generate more money. This is how I'm going to build a wealth legacy. and I started doing things in a certain way and connecting with people that knew how to do this expertly and was sharing in their circles, and learned how, and still learning how to build that for my son and his son's sons, when he ever has any. So
That generational wealth. He's going to have some mama.
yeah, yeah. That, you know, it's funny. I was reading your tag in your email. You know,
Hustling
hustling.
so my kids don't have to.
Right. So my kids don't have to.
Yeah.
Now, ain't wrong with your kids hustling a little bit. Now, let me
They
just
can
say,
hustle, but they don't have to hustle. There's something different with you hustling because you enjoy it as opposed to hustling so you can eat.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, don't I
I don't
know?
want my kids to have to hustle to eat. I need you to
Yeah,
have at least the basics in life
yeah,
before you
yeah.
get going.
Yeah, understand what that is, though. Yeah, understand what that is.
Yeah,
The difference between the two. You
yeah,
know, my mother had four of us, and she worked two jobs to take care of all of us. Um, and I watched her, you know, be that independent. I got to take care of my kids, and so my thinking was, I want to do better. I want to do better, even though I only have one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Still doesn't matter, 1 or 10. You
Right.
still got,
Your kid, you
still
still
have
got
to.
to provide for them. Yeah,
You got to.
yeah,
And so my thing was, I always wanted to provide the best for my son, as
exactly.
best I could as a single parent.
Yeah,
And so yeah, I get it. I get it. But I also wanted to educate him too about money. You know,
yeah,
yeah, mom got a little change, she gonna, do what she can to make sure you have this nice big beautiful house, and you can have your little activities after school, and you're gonna be able to, go out with your friends or whatever. But I'm not a tree, not a money tree. Can't just pluck dollars off me. Okay, so if you want something, you got to earn it.
yeah.
And he had chores, he worked, he cut lawns. My son got his first job when he was 16, because he wanted to be independent. He wanted to have his own money and do his own thing. And so I think it's important for parents, young parents, to teach their children about the responsibilities that come with money, because too many are out there with their hands out like this, gimme, 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 and they ain't bringing nothing to the table. No contribution of any kind. They don't even take the trash out. Okay. And
I don't know how
I'm
these
not
parents do it.
having it. As a mom, I was not having it.
Yeah,
So, it was, my son had to take the trash out. That was his job. He had to take the trash out. And cut the lawn sometimes, and sometimes, help with chores around the house or whatever. He had to contribute. He had to contribute. Understand that this wasn't just, you've got to earn. You've got to earn your keep. Because when you get out in the real world, you're gonna learn that you got to earn your keep. You got parents who just overgive. Everything the kid wants, they got to have it. They go get it, and they make sure. And they do so at the detriment of their own stability.
mm-hmm. Yep.
For their kids are provided for. Now, I don't agree with that.
Right.
I
That's
don't
why I
know.
said the basics. I'm going to make sure
Yeah,
you have your basics. Anything
yeah,
extra, that's on you. But I would like to segue about your business quickly because we're running a little on time. So I
yeah.
want you to share, what do you do, Kim? Where can people find you? Give us everything.
Okay, nutshell. I help people to, quote unquote, master their money game, own their story, whatever that is, and help them to build a wealth legacy using 5 pillars of wealth creation tools. And it's a acceleration process. So we start where you are, we create a plan to where you want to be, and we develop a process to get you there. And it's really just basically using what I consider tax-free tools that will allow you to grow your money tax-free, withdraw it tax-free, and pass it on tax-free. Because if you are not doing that, then you are paying Uncle Sam too much money. I also help businesses to find cash flow within their business, because a lot of businesses are cash flow strapped, but they probably are not really analyzing their spending or expenses as closely as they should be, because there's money there. And I generally help them find money right where they are in their business to generate more cash flow. As I stated earlier, I have an umbrella corporation set up, and under that I have other businesses. And one of the other businesses that I have is a mini call center. And so I manage about 40 call center agents, virtual call center agents, and that's just another part of the business of helping, especially work at home moms, or moms who want to work at home, find employment through self-employment by being a call center agent. And it's an easy process to get qualified for and credentialed for, and so I do that. It's just, for me, it's about becoming financially capable, learning how to take your money, earn your money, build a strong, solid income, cash flow income, and then using some of that to build a wealth legacy. And doing that makes you capable, not literate, it makes you capable. And so it's quite different. It's taking knowledge, financial strength, and taking financial knowledge and using it to build a strong financial future. So that's it in a nutshell. But I do have people that, if you're looking to get on that path of wealth creation, to build generational wealth for your family, to protect your family in a financial crisis, then I offer a free consultation to see where you are, help you with that. You can go to my website at lifebusinesslegacy.com and schedule a free consult, and then we'll talk about what your needs are and how we can get you there.
Wonderful.
That's it. Yeah.
Perfect. I am going to put all of Kim's information in the show notes. If you guys want to reach out to her, that would be amazing. Kim, I really, as usual, appreciate your time so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate this unscripted, candid conversation. I love this. Love this kind of platform, because it's not, I can get to be myself a little bit.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.